much. It's absolutely incredible field you've got here already. This just sounds really and feels terrific. I'm fascinated by these tables. So the tables were all here. It's like this is a kind of, village hall community. We're all kind of moving in, and it's just, has the tables served? Yeah, tables are happening. Circular tables, it's just really interesting. Isn't this an incredible space as well? Extraordinary space. You obviously have found, I'm sure, that if you stand in certain places underneath this dome, really strange things happen. Yeah. So do not be surprised if you're just standing slightly to the right over there or to the left over here, that you may find yourself kind of leaping into other frequencies of consciousness and, self-combusting or just sort of ejecting through the roof. But it's a great privilege. Thank you so much, Eli and Shine Seminars, for your extraordinary presence. I mean, can we just really thank Shine Seminars? Amazing. Really amazing. And also everyone that has presented and shared, which is basically all of us, throughout the course of this day. And it's so lovely to be with like-minded people increasingly. It's really accelerating and advancing such speed now, isn't it? And particularly, that's partly why I moved to Nailsworth. Where do people come from? Do people come from this area? How many people come from this area, just generally? Oh, so that's quite interesting. More like Bristol area. Oh, where else? Like, moving down. Oh, Canterbury. Come on. Let's just have it for Canterbury. Whoa. Frome. Do we have anybody from Frome, maybe? Yeah. Oh, very good. Where? Suffolk, come on. A sunny Suffolk, for God's sake. This is commitment. Beautiful. In fact, Weston-super-Mare, can we just have it? Weston-super-Mare, very good. Yes. Oh, say it again? Oh, come on, Forest of Dean. Yes. Where? What was that one? West of the Midlands? Midlands. West Midlands, great. Let's just keep doing this. This is really good. Where else? London, yes. How many from London? Yes. How many from London? Yes, representing London. Very good. Any other towns, cities? Taunton. Can we just have it for Taunton? Come on. Yes. Totnes. Anybody from Totnes? They've gone too far away. Obviously. But they're definitely with us. There's no question about that. And where else? Anywhere else? Like, yes? Keynsham. Come on, Keynsham. Outside. Yes. Brilliant. Yes. Anywhere else? Scotland, Wales? Yes. Where? Peru! Oh my God! Peru! It's getting more and more insane. Well, this is... So, dear friends, I just want to really just resonate with you. I've just been with my mother, who's 95, and is... Close. So that's why I haven't been able to be here the whole day, because she's on her way. So, excuse me, just shedding a few tears about that. She's doing really well. And I think the whole theme we were just talking, weren't we, of how we transit, I mean, literally from, birth into childhood into adolescence, adolescence into early adulthood. Thank you very much. Dogs absolutely know what's going on, don't they? It's so amazing, so sweet. Thank you. And that, let alone the whole process of shifting from this world into the next. And of course, this is happening so much at the moment, in unprecedented proportions, more than, anyone is willing in the kind of apparently normal world is willing to really acknowledge. And so this requires from us an immense depth, increasingly, of the capacity to really witness, to be able to observe ourselves, to be able to witness what's going on, to be utterly present to it, to be utterly courageous, compassionate, and contemplative around it, but also to be willing to really be present in a way that is completely of this world, but in this world, but not of it at the same time. So it's how to maintain this balance, isn't it? You know, some of us, it is our calling to go out and protest, and to really, be instrumental in closing the old doors. And others of us, it's our calling to open new doors. And some of us, of course, many of us here, of course, will be doing both. And there's no question in my mind, from working for at least 40 years with the voice, with the human voice, and still 40 years later, people are telling me when I ask them, how do you feel about your voice? The response will be, I haven't got one. And so then you say, well, who's speaking now? You seem to have a voice, And then there's the whole question of, oh, well, yes, but I actually, I was thrown out of the choir. I was told I couldn't sing. So then it's like, okay, so not having a voice means you can't sing, all right? So what does that mean? Well, then we all have these narratives of, some kind of fascist music teacher at school, basically, totally disembodied, disconnected, and working from the top of the head and not much else, asking you to sing some godforsaken song from a piece of paper that isn't even from the outside of your body. Can you sing this? And if you can sing it, you're in, and if you can't sing it, you're out, right? And that, for many people, for like 71% of children are leaving school, it's probably even higher now, with this sense of not having a voice. So the singing and the sounding, and actually for us to start learning how we can reconnect with our own sound from silence into the spoken and into the sung as a seamless reality. So it's not like some separate thing, oh, I sing over here and it's a performative entertainment thing, and I speak over here and I'm a kind of speaker person, We've got to, and I think what's happening is, because of this incredible awakening that's going on, is that more and more people are realizing that there is this seamless way of expressing ourselves, that in which the silence and the spoken and the sung are all one thing, as they were in the bardic tradition, of course, without question, the ancient tradition, or in the indigenous traditions. We find it there. And then, of course, those of us that have been, I suppose, just really just blessed with, people around us that really reminded us that we actually did have a voice, and that then for some people it translates as poetry, so I'm talking to you like this, but I could actually just shift that into be helpless, dumbfounded, unable to say yes or no. Then a stretcher will come from grace to gather us up. We are too dull-eyed to see that beauty. If we say we can see it, we're lying. If we say we can't see it, no, that shuts tight our window onto spirit. So that is speaking, but it's also did you notice that you started to listen in a different way with that more kind of apparently poetic, bardic form of expression? So that can then become, if you take the consonants away, that can then, so even if I just say with then, and if I just take away the th and the n, take the consonants and just have everybody just likes to say that. You see, that's easy, isn't it? You see, you don't have to have some fascist music teacher telling you can't sing to do that, And of course, where do you feel that to come from? You see? And if you say ah. Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. I can feel already what's been going on in this room with the ah, because the ah is obviously, as we know, is such a powerful sound of the heart center, which is obviously very Very, very all-pervading here. What about A? And we've done that. What about E? E. It's different, isn't it? E. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Or O. 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 Oh. O. Oh. Oh. It's interesting, isn't it? You know. And this is like, if you take the consonants away, you start hearing, and we notice in a lot of Native American chanting, all this beautiful, beautiful chanting that's been happening today, which I was lucky enough to come in on, the vowels are taking over when you hear that in the, devotional chanting or in mantra, you know. The vowels take on a whole new meaning, you know. And now, obviously, many of us will be familiar with the fact that those vowels are accessed and located in different parts of the human body, you know, and that we can start to really explore them from the root to the crown and back again. And then out, and then higher, and then lower. So I'm just talking, I'm just saying what I'm sensing you're asking me to say. I had no idea what I was going to... So, that's my practice. So shall we sing a bit now? Shall we sing? You see, so we're going to do this thing called singing. So let's see if I can shift seamlessly. In other words, demonstrate to you what you're asking me to consider doing, which is to You see, it can just come from an All right. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. So I'll just going to read you a little poem, if I may, first. When these words first came, I thought they called only to me, for that was all I remembered. But then in the cradle of your listening, in our listening, I saw us like children, walking hand in hand in a land of impossible tenderness. And when I heard your song, our song, it was the same haunting music that I heard, for you called me to my spirit, to a place that is not me or you, a place beyond our daily life where you can sing even if you never sing, and dare to love, for there is only love. And this is from a beautiful poet called Stuart Warner, who used to work with us. He's like a sort of walking rock. And he wrote this incredible book called Echoes of the First Song. So thank you, Stuart, for that. Hello. Are you going to sing with us? And of course, just to throw in Einstein, it occurred to me by intuition and music that music was the driving force behind that intuition. My discovery was the result of musical perception. So that's what we're talking about. And even Einstein worked that out. So that's quite something, isn't it? But it's so interesting now, isn't it? Because the dimensions between new science, spirituality and sound, they've just all collapsed, right? Good. That's okay then. I'm just checking. So, it's my great, great privilege to be here today, to be meeting more people here. So, what should we sing? I've more verses to the singing field. Oh, do you have a request? Any request? So I'm really interested in musical modes, because musical modes take us back before speaking, and before kind of singing songs, right? And this song, which turned out to be called The Singing Field, which is what Eli asked me to speak about, along with silence and self-inquiry, which I think we're covering as we go along. So for me, silence is not the absence of sound. It's the presence, it's the living presence that lives in and through sound. Okay, so we may find ourselves just wanting to be silent, as I'm sure you have been today, and we've all been today. So let's just let that silence be there. So I'll just sing you a little bit of this first, and then I'd love to share my new, very, very, very new verses to this song. Let's see what happens. So it starts, so the melody line goes like this. Would you like to all sing that? Oh, gorgeous. Then it goes, la 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 la. Let's do that all together. La la la. God, can we all just kind of live together and just walk about? La 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 la, la 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 la. Oh yes, la la. Beautiful. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. My God, fabulous. Beyond ideas of right and wrong doing. I'll just sing a little bit of it for you. There is a field, a singing field. I'll meet you here. I'll meet you here. I'll meet you here. Now, these have got some new words. Beyond the veil of separation, where we can feel a new way to heal. I'll meet you here. I'll meet you here. I'll meet you here. Beyond the walls of isolation, there is a space, a way of grace. I'll meet you here. Meet you here. I'll meet you here. Beyond despair and misinformation, there is one call. Love one, love all. Are you really serious about that? Are you really So that is our koan, isn't it? It's a real koan. You know, how to sing this stuff and really embody it. You know, I always remember Ramdas. We used to bring Ramdas to England in the 80s. And he always used to say that he would have the Minister of Defense on his altar table. And he'd go around all his other wonderful, you know, gurus and teachers on the altar. And then he'd get to the Minister of Defense and say, "Hello there, my mugger." And he's, you know, so all the rest was like, "Oh, hello, Nim Karoli Baba. Oh, hello, Nisargadatta, marvelous. Nandamai, wonderful. Hello, Waimbang." So it was always that kind of, for him, that was the practice, to really, you know, how we can just literally we created this entire scenario and really take responsibility for it. Whether we are to be completely invisible about that or very much in the apparent front line. And the front line very often is when we're entirely invisible. So it's just also understanding these koans of existence, isn't it? Would you like to sing this song with me? Because I just love to hear you singing this, really. So all our mothers and all our fathers, all our children, because they're really taking this on. How many people have children here? Yeah, one or two. It's interesting, the next generation, my daughter included, are really thinking twice about having children at the moment. You know, they're sort of really sensing they've got other jobs to do. Okay, so here we go. So this, as we know this poem so well, don't we? Beyond ideas of right doing, wrongdoing and right doing. There is a field, I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense anymore. So I was lucky enough to be just traveling around with Coleman Barks, who's a lovely, wonderful, many of you will know is a wonderful poet of translated a lot of these Rumi poems into Georgian American poetry. So it's like, I see my beauty in you. You know, it's like, and it's like, right, yeah. Rumi would have said it like that, yeah. And so he said, I'm just going to say these poems, and you just do what you like, okay? So that's where I first started. We were roaring around Canada and various places, and that's where I first started getting this seamless thing between speaking and singing. So, but anyway, obviously, there is a field beyond ideas of right, wrong, doing. That came up. And that's how this song started, I don't know, 20 years ago. And some of us will know it already. So, out beyond ideas of right and wrong doing, there is a field, a singing field. We all know that, don't we? I'll meet you there. And just find yourself just singing it to somebody next to you. I'll meet you there. Really singing to somebody, yeah. I'll meet you there. Right. So the next one is Beyond the Veil. Woo! Exactly. Perfect timing. How did he know what we were just going to sing, which was Beyond the Veil of Separation? Are you okay, guys? You okay? Yeah? Just, I mean, the world is disintegrating as we speak. It's working, right? It's working. So the next one is Beyond the Veil of Separation, okay, where we can feel a new way to heal. Okay, really feel that. Beyond the veil of separation. Again, yeah, and now find yourself singing to the person next to you because they so know this. Where we can feel a new way to heal. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. You see? And as you're doing this, really feel how extraordinary your voice is. You know, really, really feel that. Yeah? Really feel it and get it. It's like no longer is that statement, I haven't got a voice, going to exist anywhere, everywhere on the planet, right? So now, the next one you're going to sing to another person maybe, or the same person, is beyond the walls of isolation. Yes? There is a space, a way of grace, okay? So just sing this to the person next to you, get their phone number, and sing this to, like, you know. Okay, so beyond the walls of isolation, okay, there is a space, a way of grace. Okay, here we go. Beyond the walls of isolation, yes. There is a space, a way of grace. There is a space, a way of grace. I'll meet you there. And maybe just take them by the hand. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Beautiful. Then the next one we'll probably all quite enjoy. Beyond despair and misinformation. Okay. And then there is one call, love one, love all. Okay, that's pretty easy to remember, right? Oh, here we go. Beyond despair and misinformation, there is one call, love one, love one all, love one, love all. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Beyond ideas, just it doesn't matter what you want to sing, of right and wrongdoing. There is a field, there is a field, a singing field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. And just to aha, 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 just become Italian for a moment. And just humming. eyes closed and just let there be some silence. Just notice the quality of silence your voice leaves behind. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. So that's a piece that's the question that's really central in our work is what quality of silence does your voice leave behind? The silence is absolutely the ground of the naked voice work, and I'm aware from increasing numbers of us, the silence is really the ground of consciousness, as is sound. And so for us to really allow ourselves to have enough silence in the day and to notice it, that's partly why I moved to this part of the world, because, you really can hear the silence. I've moved to just literally 2 hills over. It's just a hill that goes up and up and up and up. And, there is absolutely nothing happening up there. It's absolutely gorgeous. You'd have no idea. You'd have no idea. Oh, sorry. Oh, the lark. Oh, God. Absolutely. The birds. Oh, my God. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. And also this sense of friendliness. I mean, people just walk out of their houses like I knew everybody in my street within about, I don't know, a couple of hours of arriving in the house. It was extraordinary. Really beautiful, So more of that. And also just to consider doing what we're doing right here, right now, in the street, in the supermarket, at the checkout counter, waiting for a bus, I mean, we're laughing now because we're excited to do it, right? Yes. Because it's so interesting that people cannot argue with somebody that is just pouring love song at them. You can't. It's not how it is it? It's just, it's so true. So just the simple act of just singing How I Love You is really just does seem to work immeasurably. It's extraordinary. So, for example, if you're having a hard time, with anyone from, the Pope, the Dalai Lama to the police, just consider... I tell you, well, that's another story, but anyway, we won't go there in a minute. Literally, all you do is this, and of course, some of you will be familiar with this if you've worked with us before, is you just simply sing, How I love you, how I love you. Should we just all do that together? Just do that in any harmony you feel like. How I love you. How I love you. And then you go, hey! And then you do it again. Okay, so everybody, and hey! There is a place I know, there is a place only I can go. And no one else else can go there for me, and no one else can go there for me. There is a place I know, there is a place only I can go. And no one else can go there for me. And no one else can go there for me. All right, now you can change that to for you and then sing it to the person next to you. Okay. There is a place we can go. There is a place we can go. Only we can know, only we can know. And no one else can go there for you. For you. Or us. You. You. I'm relying on you. You're the one. Okay. Yeah, I can. Maybe, what do you think? Maybe change that to for us. I don't know. Yeah, does that feel slightly less confrontative, right? Right, it's like, right, you've got to sort this out, all right? There is a place I know, there is a place I know, only we can go. And no one else can go there for us. And no one else can go there for us. Ah, 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 ah. You see, there's so many ways you can sing that, but that's the way I love to sing it the best. You know, you can sing it if you're feeling a bit depressed. You know, you can go into a kind of, there is a place I know, only I can go. You know, it doesn't quite kind of work quite the same way, does it? You know. But there are other ways of doing it. There's a place I know. Well, we just play with it when you get home, okay? Just play with it. And what I love to do is also take the words away the whole time, because basically the soul is singing all the time. So even if it's depressed, it is song. It's the most amazing song. You know, and we've been brought up to believe that depression requires drugs, requires this, that, and the other, right? Whereas, in fact, if you actually stay with somebody, like somebody says to me they feel depressed, and I go, oh, what does that sound like? They go, oh, well, I can't sing that because I'm not a musician. I was told I couldn't sing at school, and it's all terrible. But then you go, well, you actually have paid me to come here, so... So, you know, we might as well do a song. So he goes, oh, I go, oh, God, that's gorgeous. Oh, you want me to hear me depressed? Okay, let me tell you. You know, and you go like, wow, that's gorgeous. And they look at you like you really have lost the plot. You know, it's like, how can that be gorgeous? You know, that's not. But in fact, the reality is that if you keep going into this mode, which is the Aeolian mode, right? It doesn't matter that it's the Aeolian mode, but it happens to be a load of Greek tribes once upon a time, you know, decided they had supremacy over music. And they named the modes after these tribes. But not to worry about that. We love the Greeks. We do. I absolutely do. That's my second home. So he's just... La let me just see if I can tell you how really depressed I am. Ah, you know, oh, wow. And the more you do this, the more you sing into it and go deeper, deeper, deeper into it. You just keep singing the same apparently depressed song. You realize that depression is not depression. It's a longing. It's a longing for something we cannot name. Thank God we can't. So then now we're beyond religion. We're beyond all kinds of institutionalized versions of what longing or what depression, as we've been conditioned to believe it is. Now longing. Then you're like, oh my God, there is some kiss we want. There is some kiss we want. There is some kiss we want. With our whole lives, the touch of spirit, and you start to realize that this apparently, depressed diagnosis, of course, sometimes it is really serious, right? So I don't want to in any way undermine, those of us, and it's probably all of us at some time, have bought into the story of being depressed. But please know that if you actually just start singing it, sounding it, you can put those antidepressants away because this takes over. And this is what we're researching. Some of you will know John Stuart Reid, and of course, with your amazing work with the cymatics and so on. And he rang me up the other day and he said, can I just borrow some of your music? And I said, well, yep. He said, well, Chloe, just to let you know, it's got a little bit of an unusual reason for it. And I said, oh, why is that? He said, well, the audience is blood cells. So I said, great. Really? And so he's doing this whole experimentation around the singing, and these blood cells. And he actually, so he does these in vitro experiments where you've got the. Some of you may be familiar with this, where the blood is inside. So you've got an in vitro experiment going there, singing into them, and then the blood cells go woohoo, or whatever. Yeah. Well, what was really cool was he did this. Some of you may have even been involved in this. Like he did a whole world thing where he was sounding around the whole world with a whole group of people from Israel to here. And he had his in vitro experiment going, and the sound was going into that. He had a Faraday cage over here, which was totally soundproofed. And my computer exploded. I mean, it was quite interesting. So I didn't get to hear the end, what happened. So I rang him up the next day and I said, John, what happened at the end of that? And he's just so beautiful. Those of you that know John, he's one of the humblest people I've ever met in my life, and just so articulate at the new science dimension of it all. And he said, well, wonder of wonders, Chloe. And I said, oh, what happened? He said, well, even the Faraday cage didn't work, The sound just went straight through. So it's like, that's over. Oh, interesting. So So that was kind of a little message to us all about the power of sound. How are we doing? Are we all right? Okay, so I think you also mentioned, Eli, you wanted me to talk about self-inquiry. Have I been here for like 3 hours and it's now... How are we doing? Long to say. I'll just keep a little... Yes. Well, I just have to thank you because I am so excited about sharing this information with you in this very room, in this very building. Because I didn't realize when I was coming here that, that Jeffrey Higgins, who runs this, this place is his hymn to his wife, who died 30 years ago. And he was beside himself with grief and literally spent 3 years waiting for the land to tell him. He thought, shall I just run away? No, I won't. I'll just be a loose cannon. I'm going to stay here. And he stayed here for 3 years and then asked the land, what do you want? What do you want? And so slowly but surely, I hope you've all had a chance, I'm sure you have, to just walk around. There's a labyrinth here. There's extraordinary masculine, feminine spirals and all kinds of things. And the trees themselves, there's also a whole memorial ground here for people who have passed, and there's trees like the Woodland Trust, same process. So people get married in this room, they have memorials in this room, and so it's a very, very special place to be. And so when I came here, I just came here not knowing anything about anything and just said, I'm just looking for somewhere, because I'm moving to this area, I'm looking for somewhere to work and to run groups. And he brought me in here, and it was like, oh my God. I was like, oh. So that was happening. And long story short, he just said, he said the one missing piece here is it's called the Matara Center for Wellbeing. And the well-being is obviously the weddings and the funerals and the memorials, celebrations of life, but also is this, he said, we have to bring in sound as a vessel for healing into this space. So he said, I want you to just bring your work here and do it. And that's what we're looking to do, sort of. So I'd love to, and just slowly but surely we're building this. It's not a kind of proprietorial thing. It's something that we just need to listen into what we want to happen here as a sound field. So I think it's going to be very increasingly necessary. So there's this space, obviously the land, and my research now with Jeffrey obviously is really exploring the whole theme of the field as sound as dictated by nature directly, so that people can come here and really experience that, because it seems like whenever it was we separated heaven from earth, now that is all over, and so this place is offering itself for this purpose, for research. So John's going to be coming here, all kinds of things we're going to be doing, and everything that's been happening today, of course, is so relevant for this. So, so the singing field, it just coincidentally happens. I didn't know when we were both independently booking things to happen here, is actually we've got a singing field next week from next Sunday, 12 till 6. So if anybody would like to come, I've just thrown some leaflets around, and we can continue with. I love Shine seminars. It's just so great, isn't it? It's so brilliant because it's what it's about. It's the light. It's bringing the light into the world. So Eli, God bless you, really. Really extraordinary, really extraordinary. And I just started listening to Nikki Stark, who I know was going to be here but couldn't be here. What an extraordinary being she is as well. God almighty. Amazing. And so many people that you're bringing and constellating, that we're all doing this. You know, any one of us could just stand up and just say what we're doing, and maybe you've done that already today. But that is just what we've got to do, isn't it? Just keep spreading the field, but without spreading the field, if you know what I mean. Because just being it, walking about in it, not feeling we've got to, you know. It's tricky when you're an Aries, you know. Right, we're going to sort those people out. This is it. So lovely, lovely, lovely. So self-inquiry, silence is a very important part of our work, and self-inquiry. So just, that was the other thing I think on the title. Self-inquiry is like 3 questions we just ask in our work, 3 very inconsequential questions. The first one is, you might like to just close your eyes and just ask yourself, this is probably, I know this will already be happening. This is called, who am I? The question is, who am I? So we spend a lot of time with the question, who am I? And then the second question is, why am I here? And then the third question is, what is mine to express? What is mine to express? So that is obviously, as you can hear, is a those three questions themselves are about several lifetimes per question. But at the same time, I think there is a sense, and I can feel it here in the room, and thanks to Shine Seminars, people are really showing up to these questions and really embodying them. And just notice which of those questions is most important for you right now, because it's obviously not something we can enter into this evening beyond just simply naming the questions. Which of those questions is most important for you to address right now? Who am I? Why am I here? And what is mine to express? So the a rather lovely little, just like a little mantric question you can just sing, and this is in the Lydian mode, which has a very beautiful augmented fourth in it. La, 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 la. Does that ring any bells? La, la, Maria. So it's that interval, which was abolished by the Christian Church, interestingly enough, for a period of time as being the devil in music. Extraordinary, isn't it? Because it just basically was too expansive. It expands the heart. It's the heart. It's the fourth interval, so it's the heart center. Dear soul, dear soul, what is my life consecrated to? Dear soul, dear soul, what is my life consecrated to? Dear soul, dear soul, what is my life consecrated to? Dear soul, dear soul, what is my life Dear soul, dear soul, what is my life consecrated to? You can get really meaningful about this. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. That's one little bit. You can just do this for ages. You just take a question and then you just start singing it. You just sing the question rather than speak it, because it takes it out of the analysis, takes it out of the, kind of, what does this really mean for me? All of that, which is very important, but you want to keep this sense of allowing, talking to myself, the soul just really leading the journey the whole time. So letting that, so that it's joining up these three mighty centers, the instinctual and the intuitive and the insightful, and then the beyond, and then all the way through, as we know from amazing speakers today, what that involves, and all of that. Yeah. So there we are. Yeah. Where are we going? So, should we just finish with one little song to Gaia? Yeah. Okay. So this is really simple. If you might know it already, but if you don't, enjoy just picking it up. Gaia, 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 Gaia. All the amazing speakers today just really highlighting their extraordinary knowledge of Gaia. Gaia, 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 Just aha, ha, ha. Ah, mountains and the trees, the birds, the animals, all these wonderful new community gardens leaping up in communities everywhere. Beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. Would you join me? Beloved source, maybe some drums. By your grace, I am alive. Beloved source, 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 by your grace, we are alive. Beloved source, by your, maybe stand up. You want to stand up? I am alive. Beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. Finishing with the Om. Divine presence, living in wholeness, moving in love and joy, I surrender to your spirit. Bring the radiance of your light into my heart and mind. Merge with me. Merge with me to realize the will of the one on this planet and beyond. And the will of all dogs. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.